In this video, we're going to take a look at deploying Redis and using it in our application. So first we have to deploy a Redis server. And in this case, I'll be using a Redis stack. So in order to use a Redis stack, what I've done is I've created a 2-node cluster. So one is master, the other one is slave. And I'll be deploying this on a server with a volume. So this is the volume that I'll be putting it on. And again, the slave goes on the same machine since this is a test server. And let me deploy it. Hmm. Wait a minute, go to cd scripts, cat redis compose.yaml. Okay, let me run this. All right, so this has started. So what I'm going to do is use an application called Redis Insight to connect to the server from my local machine. And via this application, I'll be able to view the data that is present on the server. So in order to create a new server, if I let me add Redis. So this asks for the connection URL and just need to provide the server details in here with the IP and the port number that the Redis is running on, and you can get it connected. So I'll be using this one. I already have previously running databases in here. So what I'll do is let me go to the application called post service. I'll start with the user. Okay. So if I go to, since I'll be using the two load APIs, let me go to them, and one is get, the other one is add random user. So within this, if I go to the DAO, so here I will be putting okay, so what I'll do is first I'll fetch the data from the Redis, and if it's available, then return it, else fetch it from the Hazelcast. If it is not available, then fetch it from the database and put them into the Hazelcast as well as in the Redis server. Okay, I'll try if that works, else I'll let get operation be as it is, and mostly I'll focus on the save user. So first let me take a look at that. So before we begin, what we have to do is go to the API and create a model of it, model of the user entity. Go to user and let me copy this and paste it in here and call it user Redis. Okay. So because the reason for this is because it has a separate entity and separate entity annotations that it requires. So let me get rid of this and call it Redis. Oh, before that, I need to add Redis hash. So for that, Spring Data Redis. Sorry, I need to add Spring Data Redis. So I go to the parent, add it in here. build the parent. Once the parent is built, I need to add the annotation to the entity, user entity, reload it over here. Once it got reloaded, let me open the US Redis and at Redis hash. This will have entries like time to live. So time to live, I'll put it as 600 for 10 minutes, 600 seconds for 10 minutes. So this is time to live. I'll put it as 600 seconds. That is 10 minutes. And the other option is value. Value refers to the index in the Redis table or the go as user, and we don't need this is not required. Serializable none. So whatever is there in the abstract entity, I'll take it from here and put it into the Redis user Redis class. This will be private and at ID marked by Spring Framework. This won't be required. Let me get rid of all the annotations. They won't be required anymore as they belong to the Hibernate and not to the Redis. All right. So you got the user Redis, and what I'll do is build this class so that it will be available in the user service. Oh, and let me put let me go to the user service. I need to add the repository user Redis repository. What this will do is extend CRUD repository with user Redis as the class and UUID as the private key. Okay. So this needs to be used in the DAO class. Go and add autowired private user Redis repository. And when I'm saving the user, I'll also, in the database, I'll also save that in the Redis database. So this will go as user Redis repository dot save goes as user. Wait a minute. I need to convert this first. Private user Redis to user Redis goes as user and user. So in this case, what I'll do is user Redis return user Redis dot builder dot build dot id will be equal to user dot id dot created at will be equal to user dot created at dot updated at will be equal to user dot updated at dot first name will be equal to user dot get first name dot last name will be equal to user dot get last name. Profile image will be equal to user dot get profile image. Username will be equal to user dot get username. This will be to user Redis as user, and let's see if this works. But first, I need to start the Hazelcast server. All right. So I have SQL database, a Hazelcast, and the Redis that is running on the server. Let me start my application. All right. And we go to save. Unable to connect to Redis. Okay. Oh, I forgot to add the URL. So that goes into the data. Spring data. Let me just add it. Redis goes as host 192.168.109.6 and port 63 79. All right. This looks good. Let me check the database. So this will be users colon star. So you got two users, and I can see that the data is being stored in Redis, and probably I need to add a index. Let me go to the API, and if there is an indexed, okay. So the data will be indexed as per the username. This can be done, and let me build this and reload it again. Go to post, sorry, to the user service, reload it, and run it again. Hopefully it should create an index into the table. Oh, sorry, into the database in Redis. So you got user as username, users username, and as you can see, you got users information as well as the users.username. So yeah, so this is the index that can be fetched, which gives you the ID. So EN9, and there will be an entry called EN9 in this case that will have the username. Hmm. Might be storing a different information. Got CTT. We got the username of WNDGF with a username as WMDGF over here. So yeah, this was the video of adding a Redis to a service. Next videos will take a look at adding the Redis into the post and the comment service as well. Yep, that's it. Thanks.